have a history of 137 years. However, I am basically there have been a lot of developments, a lot of achievements of BSE over last 137 years. That India has a market capitalization of around $1.1 trillion. We have more than 5,000 companies listed on the BSE. However, I am sorry to say that we have touched upon only 2% of India. Less than 2% of Indian population actually invests in Indian stock markets. 98% of Indian population has not yet actually tested Indian stock markets. And that is where we have been working over last several years, that how to connect India and how to bridge that, that divide between Bharat and India, as Avigyan said in the beginning. And that's what our endeavor has been. Just to give you a small statistics of Bihar, Bihar has actually around 2.63 lakhs investors who have opened dematerialized accounts, that is in depository. Bihar, PIN code having accounts are around 2.63 lakhs between NSDL and CDSL. We have two depositories. One is NSDL, other is CDSL. Total number of accounts is 2.63 lakhs from Bihar. Overall in India, around 2 crore plus accounts are there. So 1.3% of total accounts opened with depositories are from Bihar, while as the population of Bihar is almost 8% of India. So in a sense, Bihar is actually lagging behind the rest of the country, but the entire country is lagging behind vis-a-vis the rest of the world in terms of investing in stock markets. Why investment in stock markets is important is for a variety of reasons. One of the biggest reasons for a developing country like India is that it allows you to actually cut the inflation, to hedge against inflation, because the investments in stock markets allow you to, the investment which you make, invest in, this companies invest that in real assets, and real assets create jobs. They also help you hedge against inflation. And that's where most of the time, internationally it has been observed that investment in stock markets give you much larger returns in over a period of 10 years, 20 years, and so on and so forth. So for example, if you had invested in Sensex in 2002, April 1, you would have got around 493% returns. That is 5 times what you had invested. If you had invested 1 lakh rupee, you would have got 5 lakh rupees by now. But if you had invested in fixed deposits of banks, there is nothing, it's not something sort of wrong about the banks. The way the debt works is that if you had invested in fixed deposits of banks, you would have got 185% returns pre-tax and around 85% post-tax. So basically, the stock market investments in India has had several advantages, including better returns, better tax treatments, and so on and so forth. Now, how do we get that 98% of India into the stock market, investing and tasting the fruit of this great investment opportunity? And for that, one is that BSE has been able to automate itself over last almost 18 years. Now BSE is fully automated. More than 100,000 terminals across India. You can trade on BSE. Similarly, on NSE also, on almost all towns, all districts, you can trade on BSE or NSE in all 5,000 odd companies. In addition, the demographics of India today, more than 50% of Indian population is below the age of 25. And those people are actually getting rapidly urbanized. When they get into the job market, they will require to invest in long-term assets for their own healthcare, for their old age pension, for their children's education, and so on and so forth. And stock markets, whether directly by buying shares or buying through mutual funds, pension funds, and so on and so forth, stock market investment is practically the only investment which is going to give them this benefit, which will give them long-term returns which are much higher than other fixed income and so on and so forth. So for us at BSE, this is one of the great causes, and we have been working with state governments, central governments, and every NGO that comes our way saying, how do we work with them to make people more aware, make people sort of transact in these markets, invest, understand, and for that the financial literacy is a very dear cause to us. One of the reasons why we are here is because this cause of financial literacy. But over and above that, what I call our markets is what I call trust markets, that we basically, whether the banking markets, the mutual fund markets, the stock markets, we are the markets for trust. That people invest in stocks of a company is because they trust that the system will take care of their interest. In terms of a person sitting in Jammu, if he invests, or a person sitting in Patna, if he invests in a company whose headquarters is in Chennai and a plant is in Coimbatore, the chance is that the person investing in, from Patna is never going to visit the headquarters of the company or the plant of the company. But he has studied himself about the company, about the plant, and he has invested his hard-earned money, and he has that confidence that the system, that is the governance system, is going to take care of his interest. And for us, the BSE is there, the SEBI is there to take care of the interest of the investors, and continually the regulator, the ministry and the exchanges are working to ensure that investors' hard-earned money is working hard for himself and for the country. And for that matter, the tax aspects are also very, very important, that if you invest in stock markets, and if you keep the share for more than 1 year, the capital gains tax is exempt, that is zero capital gains. And government has given this wonderful tax exemption for investment in stock markets. I just wanted all of you to be aware that investing in stock market is not only good for you in terms of getting better returns, investment in stock market is not only better for you in terms of getting better tax treatment, but also investment in stock market is better for the country as a whole, because the investment in stock market actually invests money into companies that invest in plant, services, factories, hotels, and they create jobs. Today, as I said, Indian youth, almost more than 50% of India has less than 25 years age. And we need to provide that job. Almost every year, we need to be creating 1.5 crore jobs for next 20 years. Every year, 1.5 crore jobs we need to create next 20 years, 30 crore jobs. Next 20 years we need to create an investment in stock markets vis-a-vis investment in gold, silver, which are unproductive. For me, why I have come here specifically is to sort of casually you, convince you, urge you that when you go back, please look at stock broking, stock market as an investment avenue very, very seriously. With that, I really appreciate the organizers for calling me here, as well as thank you very much for calling, sitting here tonight.